Heidi-ho, I'm Andrew Glaser from the Glaser Tutoring Company. Today we'd like to teach you how to use the Rational Zero Theorem to find the real zeros of the following polynomial function of 4x cubed minus 3x plus 1. So first thing is, what in the world is the Rational Zero Theorem? Well, it basically says this, that if you find the factors of your constant term, remember the constant term doesn't have an x, and you call those factors p. And then you take the factors of your leading coefficient, which is the coefficient or the value in front of the highest power of x, call those factors q. Then when you take the factors p and divide it by the factors q, you're going to get a list of possible real rational zeros. Some of them might work, none of them might work. It totally depends. That's the beauty of this. So, I don't think it's really the beauty of it, but it's actually the frustrating part of this. But anyway, let's find the factors of p. So the factors of 1. Well, what two whole numbers multiply by each other to give you positive 1? Either positive or negative 1. I mean, there's only one factor. Then for q, right? What values multiplied together give you a 4? Well, that's going to be a 1 and a 4, or a 2 times a 2, right? But since these are both 2's, you don't write both of them, because 2 is the only factor, right? So then each of them are plus minus. All right? Now, from this, we can now write out our list. So you're going to take each individual numerator value. In this case, we only have 1, so it's not that hard. But you're going to take each individual numerator value and divide it by each individual denominator value. So you're going to take positive 1, negative 1, divided by positive 1, negative 1. And that works out to be a positive negative 1. Then you're going to do the same thing. Plus minus 1 divided by plus minus 2, that's going to work out to be plus minus 1/2. And then you're going to do plus minus 1 divided by plus minus 4, that's going to work out to be plus minus 1/4. And then if you had another numerator, you take that numerator and divide it by each one of those denominators, okay? And you'd continue that process on out. But in this problem, there looks like there's only 3, but in reality, there's 6. 6 possible values here. One of them might work, 3 of them might work, none of them might work, who knows? But they're positive 1 and negative 1, positive 1/2 and negative 1/2, positive 1/4 and negative 1/4. So the idea now is that we can go and we can test these 6 values by simply taking them and plugging them in for x. And if that results, when I take, let's say, positive 1, if that results in a value of 0 for this overall function, then I know the value I plugged in is considered a 0 of the function. So this works out to be 4. This is a minus 3 plus 1. Does that equal 0? I don't think so. This works out to be positive 2. So what that tells me is that the value of 1 that I plugged in is not a 0. Okay? It's not a 0. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try and use the calculator, all right, we're going to use the calculator to try and see if we can come up with the values, all right, by graphing it. So let's take a look. So go to your y equals and clear out any functions that are there and go to 4x raised to the third minus 3x plus 1. Okay, now what this is going to do is this is going to give us a little bit of insight, okay, into what might be going on. So in this particular case, I notice that the function now, the real zeros will be values for the function where it crosses or touches the x-axis. So I notice I have 2 points, right? One it crosses and one it just touches. Now, whenever it just touches, you know you have an even multiplicity. If you're like, what in the world is that talking about? Check out our playlist on multiplicities. So I know that this will have an odd multiplicity, but it's going to be, I know it's a cubic. So if this is an odd and this is an even, what that means is that this is probably going to be a factor. It'll have a factor of x minus 1, and this will have a factor. It looks like about a half, doesn't it? It's going to be x plus then 1/2, but that's going to have an even 2, and that'll be an odd 1 for a total of 3. Okay, the multiplicities have to equal the overall power. Now, you don't really need to know the factors here to kind of be able to answer the problem or this question, but just kind of FYI. So what we now realize is that we're going to have a 0 value here, and it looks like negative 1 to me. And this looks like positive 1/2. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to test those values. And what's interesting is that for this problem, these 2 values, all right, are found in one of these 6, right? -1 is here, and the positive 1/2 is there. Now, I chose the positive 1 before, but let's just turn that to be negative, and let's see if that helps us out a little bit. Let's see if that changes things. Whenever you cube a value, you always maintain the sign. So this is going to be overall a -4. This is going to be a positive 3. And notice now, -4 plus 3 plus 1 is going to equal 0. Check. The number that I plugged in, then the 0, is going to be a real 0, a real rational 0 of the function. And what we could also do is plug in the value of 1/2. All right. And when you plug in the value of 1/2, you'll also notice that it will work out to be 0 as well. And those are the values. Those are the zeros. Okay. I really have a multiplicity of 2 here, so that's why I don't have another x value. I mean, you could write x is equal to positive 1/2 as well if you wanted, but you're writing out the same thing. But these would be the 3 values of your zeros. All right. Really, we only have 2 because there's a repeat. Anyway. Guys, thank you so very much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I hope this video helps. And if it does, like, subscribe. Maybe you can tell some of your classmates. And not even your class. I mean, you could tell your siblings. You could tell your parents, grandparents, children. It doesn't matter. You can tell everyone. The mailman, mailwoman. Doesn't make a difference. I hope to help you with more problems. Check out our channel because we have thousands of problems. Not only in... that doesn't sound good, right? Thousands. We have thousands of problems. Well, that might be true. That might be true. Hopefully not in a personal sense, but definitely in an educational capacity. We have thousands of solved problems. There we go. That sounds better. Not only in math, but chemistry and physics as well. And yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about at the moment. So I'm just going to say goodbye.